In this video, we will discuss about a small intestine. A small intestine is a tubular structure. It has three parts: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. A small intestine is basically a tube-like structure and it is divided into three parts. First is duodenum, then jejunum, and then ileum. The duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The length of first part called as duodenum is 25 centimeter in length. Length of the mid part jejunum is 2.5 meter in length. In the length of ileum, last part of a small intestine is about 3.6 meter long. So the longest part among these three is ileum, that is 3.6 meter, then jejunum 2.5 meter, and duodenum is 25 centimeter in length. These highlighted structures are three parts of a small intestine. This one is duodenum, which is 25 centimeter in length. This green is jejunum, mid part, which is 2.5 meter long, and this last part ileum, longest part of a small intestine, is 3.6 meter long. So these are the three parts of a small intestine. First is duodenum, mid one is jejunum, and the last one is ileum. And then ileum connects with the large intestine. The total length of a small intestine is 6 meter long, and it has many folds. It twisted and coiled, and it has many folds to fit into the abdominal cavity. You can see that this small intestine, is not straight. It has many twists and it's coiled. It has many folds to fit in the abdomen. Although it is longer than the large intestine, the length of a small intestine is more than large intestine. It is called the small intestine because it is narrower in width. If we compare in length, so small intestine is longer than large intestine. But we call it small because it is narrow and the large intestine is wider. That's why we call it a small intestine and this one as large intestine. Yeah, small intestine, the parts duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Its stomach connects with duodenum, then it turns around the head of pancreas. This is pancreas. So it take a turn around the head of pancreas. Then this first twist or coil or folds is the jejunum on the right side of abdomen. Then again a twist or coil at the left side of abdomen, which we call as ileum. This is ileum. Small intestine lies between the stomach and large intestine. You can see in this picture it is present located between stomach and large intestine, and receive bile and pancreatic juice through the pancreatic duct to help in digestion. Small intestine receives bile and pancreatic juice from the pancreas and bile from the liver, which helps in digestion. Duodenum is the part of a small intestine which receive bile and pancreatic juice. Villi. The duodenum, the shortest in length, is where preparation for absorption through small finger-like projections or protrusions called villi begins. Absorption starts in duodenum. A small intestine throughout its length has small finger-like projections which we call as villi and microvilli. The villi of the small intestine project into the intestinal cavity, increasing the surface area for the absorption of food, and it adds digestive secretions. The number of villi is 10 to 40 per square millimeter. It means 6,000 to 25,000 per square inch. They are most prevalent at the beginning of the small intestine and diminish or its number decrease in number towards the end of the tract. Okay, if you see the wall of a small intestine, it has some folds protruding in the lumen intestinal cavity. We call this as villi and microvilli. We call this as villi and microvilli. They increase the surface area of a small intestine, because if the membrane don't have any fold, just straight, so surface area is less for absorption. It has many folds, so it increases the surface area for absorption. Lining of a small intestine, like all the organs of GI tract, it also has four layers. Inner one is mucosa, then submucosa, muscularis, and the outermost layer is serosa. Blood supply. The small intestine receives a blood supply from the celiac trunk and the superior mesenteric artery. It receives blood from the superior mesenteric artery. In this picture, superior mesenteric artery, this is the artery which supplies blood to small intestine. It is this superior mesenteric artery is a branch of celiac artery. Peritoneal cavity. Peritoneal cavity is a thin membrane or cavity that covers and protects the organs which are present within the abdominal cavity. Mesentery. A small intestine is suspended within the peritoneal cavity by a thin broad-based mesentery. What mesentery do? It attaches small intestine to the posterior abdominal wall to allow free movement of the small intestine. After duodenum comes the next 40% of the mobile small intestine called the jejunum, and then 60% remaining is the ileum. Jejunum occupies the left upper portion of the abdomen. Left upper portion of the abdomen. This is mesentery. It connects small intestine to the posterior abdomen wall. It is present posterior to small intestine, and it connects the small intestine with the abdominal wall. We will study duodenum, jejunum, and ileum one by one in detail, and then functions of small intestine in our upcoming videos.